guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. Today's episode is all about work-life balance for medical coders and medical coding students. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I am Blue, I'm a medical coder. Okay guys, on my Facebook page for Medical Coding with Blue, if you're interested, I am on Facebook under Medical Coding with Blue. I got a shout out, and this viewer was asking me about burnout and how do we manage this. And so I thought, doing a video today about a good work-life balance for medical coders and how do we achieve this would be a great topic for discussion. But I did want to read her sweet comment on the show because it touched me. And it means a lot to me when I get messages like this. And I want to share this because it's the reason that it drives me to continue to do shows on YouTube, to continue to try to put out really good content, and to try to help as many people as I can. And I am one voice who is often saying the opposite of what a lot of people say. And I say these things from my heart. It comes from a good place of wanting to help other people. And I know that some people will get the message, and I know that there will be some that will not. And some just will never understand what I'm trying to do. But for those that do get it, I thank you because you are my inspiration to keep going and doing this, It's not always easy to come up with content for YouTube, especially for health information, right? It's not always easy, and it's sometimes very complicated, because you have to think of ways to explain things that will reach a lot of people, from brand new people to veteran people. You have to be able to reach a lot of people. So today's episode is going to be dedicated to this. How do we strike that balance? But I'm going to read this message first. She says, "Hey Blue, I'm giving you a big shout out today. It's coming on the 1-year anniversary of my personal journey into the wonderful life of medical coding and all that it entails, and where I am today and how thankful that I am to you for taking your time to encourage all of us who are on this journey together in life. And because of you, I owe so much of where I am at today. And it was your advice combined with putting in the hard work that I'm happy to announce that I have accepted a remote internship opportunity with a private practice that was offered to me as I'm also preparing for the CCA exam with AHIMA. I am living proof that everything you highlight on your YouTube channel, and that is when you do apply yourself and do all of the hard work, it pays off. Forever, I am so grateful and beyond blessed for having you as part of my personal journey. My goals and dreams are now starting to align together. A huge thank you." So, how do we balance this? How do we balance life? And how do we balance learning something new? And I thank this viewer for her kind words and for sharing that this is part of her journey as well. So how do we do this? How do we balance? For you guys that have been with the channel for a while, and I balance a lot. I got a lot of irons in the fire. And I have to make it a point to prioritize myself and my own well-being. And I do make sure that I schedule things for myself as far as time, downtime, and time off. Be it from work, be it from the channels, be it from being on lives. You all know I've had to scale back my lives to 1 live a month. It's always going to be the last Friday of the month. I will do a live show. I know a lot of you like that. I enjoy that. I enjoy doing live shows because you get the energy from the audience, and it's always really nice. This is just talking to a camera, so I have to, make my own way when it comes to entertaining you all. And so it's sometimes it's a bit of a challenge when you don't have the audience speaking back with you. But I will say the first thing to striking a good balance to work life is that whether you are studying or whether you are a brand new medical coder or whether you are an established medical coder, the first thing that you need to do is leave your studies or leave work at the door. When it is not study time, when it is not work time, you need to be either doing something for yourself, doing something with your family, your kids, your pets, anything that is important to you. You need to focus on them. Everything else can wait, because trust me, if you're a student, oh yeah, that study stuff is going to be there. If you are working at a job, trust me, they get you for 40 hours a week if you're working full time, right? Just an example. I know some people work different hours than that, but they're going to get you for your time with them. And then you leave that at the door. You take the time to leave it at the door. Same thing with school. And you enjoy being with your family. It's when you let school or you let work kind of filter in to your home life that the waters can get kind of muddy, and it makes things a lot more difficult because you can't relax, you can't focus on being present with your family. A lot of people will write me and say, well, Blue, I've really thrown myself into studying and I really just, I'm just taking the time all for myself and everybody else is going to have to figure it out in my house. I always tell those people that are saying that it's wonderful that they are really applying themselves, but they also need to make sure that they are giving attention to their family, just giving them a hug, talking to them for a few minutes, and then getting back into it, because you never want to go full on neglect with any of your loved ones. Okay, you want to make sure that you're still spending time with them, and that they can feel as a part of this process as well. Not that you have to sit there and study and talk with them about it, but you can, make sure that you let them know, hey, I'm progressing, I'm doing this, and I'm learning this now. And so that way they can feel included. And that can kind of make things more harmonious, I think. But taking the time to actually be away from coding, whether work or, study, taking the time actually away from it, not thinking about it, not touching the books. And this is probably going to be the one and only time I'm going to tell you don't touch the books. But just enjoy a show. I recently got into Yellowstone. And Yellowstone is a very interesting show. I really love that show. Kevin Costner is awesome. But the show is just really great as it is. But it can take you, for me, it takes my mind away from everything else that's going on. I do other things to kind of prevent burnout by taking the time to watch that show. And of course, I've already watched all the seasons, so I'm already all caught up because I just started watching it. But I also do like to take road trips. I have a sports car and I love to drive. That's one of my favorite things to do, is to just get in my car and just drive. And when I do that, it's something that helps me. I don't think about anything else. I don't think about work. I don't think about the channel. I don't think about anything else that I'm doing, right? I just drive. And that is one of the things that I use to focus myself. And especially when I feel that sense of burnout coming on. And you can tell, because you'll start to feel fatigued. You'll often start to feel like snappy with people. And when you feel like that, that's when you know that it's time to give yourself a break and you need rest. Because it's really easy to get enthralled in what you're doing and sort of not think about taking a break. It's really easy to do that, especially when you're having fun. And that becomes it's a great thing because you love what you do, right? And I've always said, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I don't feel like I've been working. Since 2014, I do not feel like I have been working, because I had my aha moment in 2014. 2014 was the year that I discovered that I love medical coding, that it wasn't just a job for me anymore. It was a passion. And so sometimes when it first started, when I first realized it, it would bleed over into like, you know, home life, because it was just consuming me, right? And then it wasn't until I started learning more, right, that it was like, okay, I need to take some time to be away from this so that I don't get burnt out on it, and so that I can enjoy it. And it can be something that I miss, right? Because what is this? Distance makes the heart grow fonder. You have to distance yourself sometimes from what you do so that you can enjoy it. And then when you are in it, when you are studying it, when you are working, you can be fully focused in it. And that's what I've learned to do, you know. So oftentimes work is left right at work. When I get in this door, it's YouTube time. And once I get done with YouTube, then it's Patreon time. And sometimes it's reverse. Sometimes it's Patreon first, and then it's YouTube. And then I will do, if I have professional coaching or tutoring or resume rewrites, that'll also be factored in there. So with all of that, when I'm focused on that, I'm focused on that. And then once that's done and cleared out of the way, then I go back to, you know, perfecting my craft. And then I will start on something else. But I always try to change things up. You know, that's the thing. You always try to change things up. So on the days that I don't feel like driving, you know, I'll watch a show that I really like. There's a YouTube channel that I really enjoy. I'm a Survivor Sanctuary. They have farm animals. It follows Lester and all of his farm animals. And they live in Plum Grove, Texas, so it's another Texan. But I love that show. You gotta love all those animals, you know. I love farm animals. I used to go horseback riding. That was another thing that I would do for downtime was, you know, I would go to the stables. They have since closed the stables where I used to go, unfortunately, and so I would have to drive further out if I wanted to go to the stables, and I haven't done that. So I don't know, maybe I will, but I don't know. With everything going on, so I say, okay, well, I have other options now of other things that I want to do. So sometimes it's just easier to watch Lester's show on I'm a Survivor Sanctuary. And his whole family has YouTube channels. So I do watch his wife, Jamie. She has her own channel as well, From Suits to Boots. And Lester's nephew, Jake, has his own Shirtless Jake's Homestead. Another really awesome channel. I love when Jake puts out videos and content. He hasn't put out any in a while. His videos have been very sporadic, but he also follows around these farm animals, and it's just hilarious. So I keep myself laughing, you know. And I try to make sure that I, you know, just take a downtime sometimes during the month where I just don't do anything. I make sure my schedule is clear. I'll have a day off completely from the channels, YouTube and Patreon, and I won't have anything work related. I won't have anything services related as far as like professional coaching or tutoring or resume rewrites. And I will just give myself that whole day to do whatever it is I want to do. And that's how I manage to balance out my time. And I make it a point to listen to my body, listen to how I feel. If I feel like, you know, I'm getting tired, well, then I will take a break. And I will make sure that I'm getting adequate sleep. I've been talking about sleep all week because sleep has been an awesome thing that I have started to prioritize. Sometimes we don't think about how important sleep is. Sleep is actually very important. And if you are not getting an adequate amount of sleep, you know, it can, you know, adversely affect your body. And so in order for us to be able to maintain mental sharpness, it's a really good thing to make sure that we are getting adequate sleep, adequate nutrition, adequate hydration, so that way all systems can be going. And you're not feeling that mental fog or that fatigue or, you know, any of those things. And so that has been a really good addition in my life, is prioritizing sleep. Also making sure that I get physical exercise as well. that helps me to stay grounded. It helps me to focus. And especially when I'm working out and listening to an educational video, that really does help me. And I look for ways to change up how I'm learning. And that helps me to stay balanced. And it's all about making sure that you have good connections as well. My Uncle Kyle, we talk a lot. Sometimes we talk every day, and sometimes we talk every other day, and sometimes we talk a couple times a week. It just depends. We're both busy people. But he is my connection. He is who I go to for any of my problems. Anything that I want to talk about, he's right there, and I'm right there for him as well. I love my Uncle Kyle. My Uncle Kyle has been there for me every day since my mom has been gone. And so it's always important to have somebody that you can trust and somebody that you can talk to. I think that is so important because, as I have learned, without Uncle Kyle, I don't know how I would have been able to think through some of the things that I've been through in life. I think we all need to have an Uncle Kyle, So he's been just a wonderful, wonderful addition in my life as well. And he's been here with me ever since my mom passed away. And it's such a comforting feeling to know that I have someone who is so special to me. And so my Uncle Kyle, he's awesome. But with that said, if you, some people say, well, Blue, your channel keeps me motivated to do what my studies, because I see other people, because they look at the comments. I watch those comments very carefully because I know that people are looking at those comments. So when I see people getting down and out and negative in the comments, that's when I nip that in the bud real quick, because we're not doing that here. We don't do that because of the simple fact that it's easy to pick up energy. And for me on my channel, I want to put out that energy of study hard so that you can get what you want, like this lady did. And she shared her journey with me. Study hard, and that way you can get where you want to go. And we all know that it's frustrating. We all do. We all get that. But the only way to keep going and get where you want to go is to push through those times when it does get difficult. And learning to balance out your time and balance out where you're putting your energy is a good thing. All right. So just make sure that you are listening to yourself. Get adequate rest, get adequate nutrition, get adequate hydration. Do all of those things. Rest, take the time to go over your studies and look through your books. So that way you can be progressing wherever you are, whether you are a student or whether you have passed your certification exam and you're waiting to find your forever home, or whether you are a brand new medical coder out there just trying to find your way. Take the time, guys, to balance everything out. Don't neglect yourself. Don't neglect your studies, and make sure that you take time to be kind to you. So many of us say things that are so horrible to ourselves. I know, because I see it all the time. People email me, well, I'm this and I'm that. They're talking about themselves, and they say that they're never going to get this and they just don't understand. And well, maybe they're stupid. Nobody is stupid. Okay? Everybody has a conscious effort to make when it comes to their education and how they learn. But putting yourself down does nobody any good. You got that? Putting yourself down does nobody any good. And the reason that I say it doesn't do you any good is because it's just going to be a perpetual cycle. Because your brain is going to be like, okay, yeah, we don't know this. We're stupid. And it's going to keep thinking that, rather than it is possible. I can do this. We can do this. You can. And if people are negative about it, that's their business. That's what they think about you and what you're doing. That is none of your business. And where you're going, you believe in yourself. That's all you need. If you have other people who believe in you, that's great. Not everybody gets that. But the most important person who needs to believe in you first is you. And that is the truth. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you got nothing. And there's nothing that nobody can tell you until you are ready. Because I can try to encourage you guys as much as I can to seek that balance. I can encourage you guys to give yourself a break. I can encourage you guys to stick with it. But the only one at the end of the day who's going to get there is you. Right? Nobody else but you. At least that's all I'm going to say anyway. But it is a great life. It is a great life when you have a career that you love so much that you don't even feel like you're working. It doesn't stress me out. I do get stressed occasionally with certain chore things I got to do at work. You know, the things that you don't like to do. But for the most part, it's never about the coding. The coding is never the stressful part. It's the other things, the other administrative tasks that you don't like to do, like reports and all that other stuff. That I don't like to do. I could do without that, you know. Let me be mad scientist and just do all the coding and I'll be totally fine and I'll be happy, you know. Today I was in my office and I had the door closed. And it was so incredibly peaceful to just have the door closed and there was no emails. I wasn't getting hit with anything. I was just able to just sit and listen to a video and work. And I was just like, hey man, this is the best gig in the world. That's what I was thinking today. And I was like, because I really love what I do. And I feel awesome for that. And that's just an awesome gift when you get there. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I hope this video was helpful, guys. But be kind to yourself. You know, take the time. Leave stuff at the door. You know, enjoy your family. Enjoy your kids. Enjoy your pets. Enjoy doing things that give you joy. All right? And even if it's a simple thing, like getting a Starbucks, you know, or just something little like that. Just something that will give you joy. And it will make a world of difference when you start to notice those things. I'm just saying. I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks so much again, guys, and I will see y'all the next time. Like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see y'all again. Bye.